In this picture here, here's the stomach. You see how it fits up under the rib cage. It's on the left side of the person's body, and it comes over here and it comes right under the liver, which is tucked up under the right side of the person's rib cage. Beneath the stomach, there's the transverse colon coming across there. This picture shows the entire digestive tract with the organs separated from each other a little bit. There's the stomach, and there's where it feeds into the small intestine. There's the liver, and then the esophagus comes down behind the liver there. And our goal is going to be to get right here and pull down on that end of the stomach, which lives right up under the rib cage. Here's our client's wonderful belly. Here's the edge of the rib cage right there. The liver lives right up here under this side, and the stomach lives right up under this side. And what I want to do here is hook where the esophagus enters into the stomach, and it's up pretty high here. So can I hook that and then pull the stomach south? Can I get up there, hook it? And these fingers are coming in here. This hand's helping to keep it gentle and pull it south. The thing to pay attention here, one thing to pay attention to is I first get a hook here. My weight is on my back foot right now, and once I get that good hook, I'm just going to lean my body back. All right, let's do that one more time. I get the hook on the stomach, feel good connection. Now I'm getting ready to lean backwards with my body. Okay, so here's the lean back with the intention to drag the stomach south. Why would I want to do that? Sometimes people have acid reflux, and there's a burning or heartburn right there. If you can pull the stomach down, it can help relieve that situation. So I hook and I pull down. In this picture, the stomach is right here, and this is the end of the stomach. It tucks up under the liver. There's the liver. The liver's on the right side, and the stomach's on the left side. And you can see the ribs are cut away here. So here's the stomach, here's the liver, the stomach dumps into the small intestine that comes down here. So I'm going to come in under the liver right here and just push my hand forward. My goal here is simply to palpate the liver. Palpate the underneath side of the liver. So I'm holding the ribs steady here while this hand reaches and push forward. And in order to keep my hand soft, I need to keep my body away from my work as I push forward. So you see how I'm using my body here to keep my body soft? And I do that by engaging, and then I'm moving my body away from her as my hand comes, pushes forward under the liver. I'm going to go for the bile duct, or the gallbladder now. Here's the edge of the liver, and here's the gallbladder. It's a long, thin tube that's about halfway under that lobe of the liver. And it feels there's a different texture to the gallbladder than to the liver. So I'm starting here on the liver, and when I come right here, it just feels different. And I'm going to push forward. So the gallbladder, it goes back towards the spine. Here it is right out on the edge of the body, but then it goes under the liver back towards the spine. So So as I come up here under the edge of the liver, I wait till I'm like, this just feels different right there. And that's where I'm going to push towards the spine. If I go up higher, then I'm back to liver again. Here's a picture of the large intestine, also known as the colon. It has the ascending section, the transverse section, and the descending section, which then dumps into the rectum. The colon lies just south of the liver on one side and the stomach on the other side. The transverse colon goes across here, right around the low rib cage area. And when you push on it, it feels like a plank, if you will. Like, you know, if you're out in the woods and it's all boggy and marshy, and then there's a plank that's really solid. That's what I get here on the transverse colon, versus when I come down here, it's like I'm stepping into a hole. But when I come up here, I've landed on something solid. And that is the transverse colon, which then comes up under the ribs here. I can't reach it there. Now let's go down to the inferior corner of her belly here, and because the fecal material moves this way through the colon, so I'm going to catch it where it's almost close to the ending of its journey, and give a little pressure and movement towards the end of the journey. And I'm going to follow that colon up, catch it, and I need to engage the tissue. Just a moment ago I went here and just pulled, and I'm just sliding over tissue. That doesn't do anything. You need to take the time to pause and engage before you then pull south. And now that colon goes up under the ribs. I'm going to skip across to the transverse colon here. Hello, transverse. There, I catch it. I keep my body away from my hands. My head is up. It's straight. No dropping the ears to the side. No dropping the head down this way. I want an open chest because that helps keep my hands soft. And then the ascending colon is over here, this side. And as I push forward with my hands, my hips move back just slightly, but they do, and that's what keeps my hands soft enough that I can enter into her soft abdominal area. In this corner, I'm going to do this through the sheet, is where the ileocecal valve is. You can, if you know the spot, you can put pressure there and give a little twist to actually affect that valve. And I just now felt under my fingers just the slightest little movement, which tells me I'm in the right spot. There is a greater omentum, this fatty tissue layer that lies over on top of all of those intestines, and it attaches just under the stomach, and then it comes down over the full abdomen area. So I'm going to target that and just take it and pull it south. So I want to come in there, in the location is, well, there's the stomach. I know I'm looking for the under edge of the stomach till I get a sense of hooking tissue and pull it south. And again, I have to use my body to do this. So I hook it here, and then I lean back. In the same way that you could see here, I'm hooking my hands on this table and then leaning back. Hook on the table and lean back, which is different than hooking and trying to use my hands. It's hook and lean. So back over here, there's, okay, greater omentum. Can I catch you till I get a good hook? And then I lean back with intention to drag that tissue south. Good. And that is palpating and stretching the upper edge of the greater omentum. Oh, by the way, it's under a few layers because we have the skin, we have some fatty tissue, we have a bunch of muscles, we have tendons, we have fascia, and all of that is inside of that, or underneath all of those other tissues. So we have to be able to be sensitive to go through those layers to catch it and then pull south. Next we're going to work with the small intestines. Here's a picture of small intestines, and they are attached to the back of the abdominal wall by a mesentery. This is a picture of the mesentery. In your mind's eye, imagine the small intestines attached all along the edge of this curly thing. That's where they're attached. So it's not just a long snake that's lying there in the abdominal cavity, but rather it's this long snake that's attached to this mesentery, which is then attached to the back of the abdominal wall. And the mesentery is attached at a angle, diagonal angle, which runs this way. So all her small intestines in a bunch right here, I'm going to come in and catch them, and then I want to lean back so that I take the mesentery, or I go to the small intestines. I want to go under the folds as much as I can, all the way down to the roots of that mesentery, and then I just missed that. All the way to the roots and lean back so that I'm putting a little pressure on that whole length of the small intestine. And you see I'm moving my hands. I move from here to here to here to take hello small intestines and pull them over. And pull them over. And pull them over. And the last thing I'm going to do, it's not for an organ, but it's for the abdominal area. There's fascia that attaches all along the iliac, the ASAS up here, the pubic bone, and all the way across. Just above the pubic bone we have the uterus and the bladder, but we're not dealing with those today. We're just going to take this fascia that attaches to the bones and pull it. You okay with this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay if I go along your pubic bone?
Mm-hmm.
Right there, and I'm going to take, my hands are sliding under the drape a little bit. They're catching the tissue right where it attaches to the pubic bone, which I have just got permission from Kristen to do. You always want to get permission for this ahead of time. Catch it and lean back. Move. Catch it and lean back. Hold it. And I'm moving all the way across the top of the pubic bone here. And this side, it's getting a little bit tougher. I might do better from the other side. In fact, I do better from the other side. Catch it and pull it. And I'm going all the way over to the ASAS on this side. Good.